Hey, John here at Grape and Granary. Today we're going to be making some yogurt, and we're going to be using our Yogotherm. So let me show you what comes in the box and the items that you need to make it. So let's start out with the items in our Yogotherm. The Yogotherm comes with a container to hold your yogurt as you're making it. It also comes with an incubation or what amounts to basically a thermos. It's a styrofoam container. This maintains the temperature while your yogurt is fermenting. A container for your yogurt, and a yogurt culture, which is reculturable and reusable. And finally, a set of instructions, actually two sets of instructions. For making a batch of yogurt today, we're going to need a half gallon of milk, and this can be skim milk, 1% milk, 2% milk, pasteurized is fine, homogenized also fine. If you want to increase the body of the yogurt, you can also add some instant milk powder, and you can also add some gelatin. We also sell gelatin here, but you can also use regular store-bought Knox gelatin if you want. That will increase the firmness or the viscosity of the yogurt. So that's what you need, and let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how it works. Alright, the process is pretty simple. We're going to use 2 stock pots today. If you wanted to do this in one, you can. You just have to be very careful as you're heating the milk. You do not want to scorch your milk or burn it, so the easiest way to do that, and not to scorch the milk, is to do what's called a water bath. So I have 2 stock pots here. And these are actually even much larger than what we need. You could probably get away with a 1-gallon stock pot and maybe a 2-gallon. This happens to be a 5-gallon and a 4-gallon, but this is what I have to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a small amount of cool water in our larger stock pot, and then I'm going to put our smaller stock pot in there. So what we'll do is we'll actually heat the water inside the larger stock pot, which will then indirectly heat the milk inside our smaller stock pot. So it's basically a water bath. That'll more gently raise the temperature of the milk, and we'll be sure not to scorch it. So let's go ahead, add our water, we'll add our milk, and we'll get going. So I've put a half gallon of water in our larger stock pot, and then I'm going to go ahead and float our 4-gallon smaller stock pot inside of that. And to that I'm going to go ahead and add our milk. Okay, to our cold milk, we're going to add a half a cup of powdered milk. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of regular household gelatin. And we're going to stir that well, and then we're going to apply the heat again. And again, we're bringing this to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, we've reached 180 degrees with our milk. What I've done now is I've removed our milk. I've dumped the hot water, which was in our double boiler here, into our yogurt making container. That hot water to 180 degrees will help sanitize our yogurt making container. Then I've gone ahead and replaced the hot water in our stock pot here with just some cool water from the tap. So now I'm going to immerse our 180 degree milk into some nice cool tap water. We want to cool our milk down to 118 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, we've gone ahead and cooled our milk down to 118 degrees Fahrenheit. We're ready to go ahead and add our yogurt culture. So I'm just going to tear the packet open. I'm going to pour this in. And I'm going to stir it with a sanitized spoon. Now we're going to go ahead and pour our prepared milk and yogurt starter into our yogurt making container. Again, this is 1/2 gallon of milk. We'll take that then, snap on our lid, and then we'll put this into our incubator. And we're going to let this sit in our incubator, or insulated container here, at 118 degrees for 3 to 5 hours. Alright, we allowed our yogurt to sit at room temperature for 5 hours to allow it to ferment. Then we went ahead and put it in the refrigerator overnight and bring it up the next morning. This is what we have. You can see how much it's solidified. We have a nice firm yogurt here. Scoop it into a bowl. This will hold up in your refrigerator for 1 to 2 weeks. Another good thing you can do at this point in time before you kind of dive in and start eating it would be to scoop some out and put it in a small container. If we were to put about 4 tablespoons of this yogurt into a small container like this, put it into our refrigerator, we can use that as a starter for our next batch of yogurt, and you can do that 2 or 3 times. So now that we're going to go ahead and dive into our yogurt, this would be a really good time to go ahead and mix in some fresh fruits if you wanted to. You could put a sweetener in there. However you like your yogurt, that's the way you want to go ahead and prepare it. You can do that in a small quantity like this, or you can just mix it in your tub. Before we were to make our next batch, we want to clean this out. We want to re-sanitize our yogurt container, and then we're ready for our next batch. If you have any problems, any questions, don't hesitate to call us. Again, this is John at Grape and Granary. You can get us a hold of us online or on the web, www.thegrape.net, and thanks for watching.